Good morning. It is day 7. I am getting coffee and then I'm on my way to school. 5th graders track meet. Very, very excited. I've been looking forward to this day for a while. I'm ready. I already took some Tylenol so we can stave off the migraines because it gets loud because it's 5th graders from all the elementary schools. So it's going to be a bit much, but I'm super, super excited and so are the kids. It's going to be a blast. And then that's all I have planned really, and I do need to catch up on my reading. So hopefully I'll have more energy when I leave today. So I have now edited my day 6 vlog. That's done. And I'm going to go and try and read for my hour and 12 minutes. Try is the most important word here because, again, I get home and I'm sleepy. I've been so sleepy all week. And it probably has a lot to do with the fact that I need more sleep than I've been getting. But last night I got good sleep. And yet I'm still just tired. I'm tired. So I'm going to see how much of my reading I can do, and then maybe I'll watch one of the musicals tonight if I can stay awake. I'll watch one of the musicals for my little project that I'd like to do. And that's really it for the evening. I am going to keep it chill. It's Friday night. I know most people go out and do things on Friday nights, but I don't. That's when I recover.
Hi, Amy. How are you? What are you reading? I have been trying to catch up to your daily vlogs. I know you're reading. Are you still reading nonfiction? Or when do you get to pull a new shelf?
I think I got a little sunburned. I wasn't out in the sun during the whole track day, but when we got back to the school, the kids got to play outside until they went home. So we just went straight out to the back and they got to play. Granted, most of them just wanted to go home because they were so exhausted. But that whole time I was out there, I hadn't put sunscreen on, so I was definitely getting a little toasty. If my skin is not used to sun, here in Washington, we get it very rarely. So when I do get a little bit of sun, I burn pretty quickly. So I was really happy that Becca had some sprints. I finished my vlog for day 6, meaning posting it. And then I read, I've got about 29 minutes left of Galileo's Daughter. I'm currently on page 168. So I'm making progress. I'm close to halfway. It looks like I have a little bit more, but there is a lot of, this is nonfiction, so there's a lot of like notes in the back. So let's see, where is, yeah. So this is technically the end. So there's like that whole section there that I'm not going to actually read because that's like timelines and stuff. So I'm almost halfway. Feeling good about that. And this section is talking a little bit about like Galileo's health and how that kind of held up some of his writings and stuff like that. It's slowed down. The pace of this is definitely slowed down. It's not bad. It's just keeping me from getting this book done in time. I don't know. We'll see. I made it like 20 pages throughout the sprints. And now I'm thinking, I have my 29 minutes. I'm thinking it might be nice to watch one of the musicals. Maybe that'll wake me up a little bit. Although by the time it's over, I'll probably be too sleepy to continue this. Tomorrow's Saturday, so if I know every single day I'm like pushing this extra time over into the next day, but in my defense, it's been a long week. It's been a busy week, and I have been tired all week. So I know for sure that I could get an hour and 29 minutes read tomorrow, and hopefully I'll be refreshed. You know, a little more bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Look at those hips go.
I think Elvis might have gotten it from you.
Yeah, maybe. Elvis is like Al Jolson. Look at that guy go. Hello! It is the evening, and I've already got finished watching The Jazz Singer, and that was actually the very first official talkie, or considered the first official talkie. It was still mostly a silent film, actually. The actual talkie parts were only where the main character and a few of the others were singing, and there were a couple of lines of dialogue here and there that were attached to the singing aspect of it. But once they actually got more into dialogue, it would turn back into the silent film format where they would write out the dialogue and then play the music along with the more pantomime style acting. And yeah, this movie was considered incredibly significant because it was, from a lot of perspectives, the very first talkie in a sense. And it's about this Jewish young man who comes from a family that's really devout. His father is a cantor with the synagogue and has trained him as a child to be a cantor also, but he wants to be a jazz singer. And so he runs away from home and his father disowns him. And it follows his journey making his way in the world as the jazz singer he wants to be, but then also trying to regain a relationship with his parents. I was expecting there to be some problematic elements to it because it was from 1927, and there were. Al Jolson was the first openly Jewish man to be on Broadway or be in Hollywood, and unfortunately he was also known as the King of Blackface. And luckily that didn't take up too large of a portion of the movie. It was uncomfortable, obviously, and it was a pretty common aspect of entertainment at the time. So, I was expecting a bit of that. I didn't realize that was Al Jolson's reputation, as being the king of blackface. That's a conversation that is so complex, and I just feel like I don't have the capacity or the knowledge or the understanding to be able to have a full conversation about that. But I do want to warn you going into this, if you ever do want to watch the very first musical / actual talkie, that is something that happens. It is an aspect of the main actor. As far as the actual movie goes, it was a little slow moving at times. I felt like the musical numbers were beautiful. I thought that Al Jolson did a really good job singing, but also the person who played his father, the cantor, had a stunning voice. And, it was as interesting as silent films can be because they're a little disjointed, obviously, because you have the pauses when you're seeing the person say all the words, and then you pause for reading the actual thing, and then you come back to it. And they're depending completely on pantomime, so the expressions are overly dramatic, super heavy dramatic. His mother, every time she'd get really upset, I'm like, is she having a heart attack? Because she looked so upset that she was so physically pained that I'm like, oh my gosh, she's gonna die. And she wasn't. She was just showing her pain through her body. Wasn't really any comedy or thing. It was just mostly dramatic. It was a mostly dramatic story, and the story was very simplistic. So was it enjoyable for the music and just watching this piece of history? Yeah, it was definitely interesting to see the first official musical, in a sense, first official talkie. Was it the most compelling film I've ever seen? No, definitely not. But yeah, that was it. That was The Jazz Singer from 1927, the first one. And I'll be interested to see what else we come up with, what the other musicals are like. As far as Galileo's Daughter, I'm currently on page 170, and I was starting to read a little bit tonight because I still have, I had 29 minutes. I'm down to 24 minutes, and I started falling asleep. So I'm too tired. It's late. It's 11:30 anyways, so it's time for me to go to bed. I'm not going to set my alarm. I'm going to get up when I get up. And hopefully I'll have a bit more energy tomorrow to actually read and get as much as I can read, because tomorrow's my final day with this book. Well, it's my final day with this shelf. I would like to finish it. I would hate to just start a whole bunch of books and not actually finish them. That will not be cool. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe so you can see what happens on day 8, on the last day with nonfiction. I just jinxed myself, didn't I? I'm going to end up getting nonfiction again. The nonfiction shelf. My last day, hopefully, with nonfiction. Not that I don't love nonfiction, but I would like a lighter read after this one. Would be nice. Something a little lighter or just something different. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you later. Bye.